So today, Hulu dropped its first 3 episodes of its new political drama, Mrs. America, which has one of the best casts of 2020 so far. How were the first 3 episodes? How were the performances? Is it worth checking out? Well, we're going to talk about that and much more. Conservative activist Phyllis Schlafly leads an unexpected fight against the Equal Rights Amendment movement during the 1970s. Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot back again with a brand new TV review. And today we're talking about the first 3 episodes that Hulu premiered for its new political drama, Mrs. America, which again has an incredible cast. Very excited to talk about that cast. First 3 episodes is worth checking out. We're going to break it all down in this spoiler-free review. Before we dive into it, as you can see on the screen now, make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new content. If you're not already, follow me on all my social media accounts, give this video a thumbs up, really helps out the channel, but also really appreciate it. And if and when you've seen the first 3 episodes, or the first episode, the second one, or the third, let me know what you all thought of it. And if you will continue to watch the show, let me know your thoughts in the comments. But also, a couple big things I got going this weekend. This Friday, April 17th, 7 p.m. Central Time, I have my next watch along for one of my favorite horror films this past decade, and that is 2013's The Conjuring. Very excited to watch that with you all this Friday. And then this Saturday, another show on Hulu. We got the Devs finale, which I will be reviewing this Thursday, but I will have a watch along with some special guests that we will be talking about the show, breaking it down, and doing another watch along for you all this Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Time. So with that being said, we got a new show on Hulu. First 3 episodes premiered. This was a show that I highlighted earlier this month for my movie and TV bucket list. As I had mentioned in that video, which you should check out, I said that the trailer, I really liked the trailer, but the thing that sold me was the people involved. Number one, the actors and actresses involved are world-class performers, so that was a selling point. And then the person behind this show has made some really great shows in their lifetime, such as Desperate Housewives, which I never watched, but I know it has a great fan base. I did watch Mad Men and some other things that they made, so I was very intrigued by the creators, and also, like I said, the talent in this show is incredible. And we're going to start it off with the positives. Start off with the performances, which are absolutely incredible. I mean, you have a Cate Blanchett, you have a Rose Byrne, you have a Usa Aduba, you have a Elizabeth Banks, you have a James Marsden, a Nancy Nash, and then you have the secret weapon, the secret sauce. If you put this person in anything, TV or movies, I'm pretty much on board 100% of the time. That's Sarah Paulson. So, I mean, the cast is incredible. I like the structure so far. I'll talk about that in my criticisms in a bit, but in regards to the first 3 episodes, focusing on our 3 main characters, played again by Cate, Rose, and Usa, playing these real-life characters. Cate Blanchett playing Phyllis Schlafly. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize, but you have this character who's, I guess you can say, quote-unquote, is the show's protagonist or villain, if you want to say that, and, you know, you can look her up and see she was opposed to our main characters by Rose Byrne and her movement, and she was opposed to certain things, and her political views were completely different. But really, the big thing was she was opposed to the Equal Rights Amendment. Cate Blanchett in the first 3 episodes, especially in the first episode, which again focuses on that main character, Phyllis. You know, we get to see a little bit of behind the scenes. We get to see her family life. We get to see her day-to-day life. There's one scene in particular, without giving too much away, where we see her going from Illinois to Washington, D.C., and how she handles Washington, D.C., and everything she goes through there, and everything with the characters in Washington, D.C. Then we see her come back to Illinois, deal with her family, have some nightly activities with her husband, and then at the end of the day, she's just exhausted. She has her makeup off. She takes off this facade, and she's just a human being. So I love like little moments like that, and we get to spend these moments with the characters within their individual episodes. In episode 2, we focus on Rose Byrne's character, Gloria Steinem, who is known for being the spokesman and the leader of the American feminist movement back in the 60s and 70s. And we get a little bit of insight of her character inside in episode 2, and a little bit of her day-to-day life, and the being pulled one way and pulled to another way, and her political views and all that, which was really fascinating. So episode 3 was probably the most intriguing for me personally, just because we get a different perspective. You know, the first episodes we see, you know, Phyllis's story, and we see Rose Byrne's story with Gloria, and then we get transition into Yuzo's character, who we all know Yuzo from Orange is the New Black, but she's playing Shirley Chisholm, who was the first black woman to be in the U.S. Congress, to run for presidency back in the 70s. Just an incredible life, and we see her perspective, right? Because the show shows you how women kind of how they're being handled by men, and how they're being looked at in the political landscape. But then in this episode, in episode 3, we see not only a woman, how she handles the political landscape, but a woman of color. So I thought that episode was really fascinating and a different perspective of everything. And as a package, again, it has a lot of great supporting characters that I'm a big fan of. I like the how real in regards to the times that they were in. Again, how women were handled, how things were handled back then, the costume design, the way that they spoke, things of that nature is really true and authentic to the time. So there's a lot of positives within the first 3 episodes, but transitioning into the negatives. Again, we focus on these 3 main characters within the first 3 episodes, but we kind of miss out on some of the main storylines. We kind of miss out on some of the supporting cast members, some really great performers that I really would like to see more and spend more time with, like Sarah Paulson's character, Alice, and some of the other characters within the different groups, right? So unfortunately, when you do have a big cast like this, you kind of miss out on some of those supporting characters that I would like to focus on. And even within the main cast, again, we're focused on these 3 individual characters. We sometimes get pulled away from some certain storylines that I would like to dive deeper into. So that just kind of happens when you have such a big cast, which, like I said, is a bit of a criticism. Again, going back to another thing, and this is just a me thing versus a show thing. Whenever it comes to like political shows, and not that I bury my head in politics or and I just ignore things, I'm just not really big into political type of shows, regardless of what the show kind of delivers in a message, whether it be the ERA or the civil rights movement. It's just like certain political shows just don't hit for me personally on a personal level, from an entertainment level. But that's just a me thing, so that's really not the show's fault. But I will say, from the first 3 episodes, it just, I wish that we could, at times, it feels a little bit like a history lesson, which again is important, especially with a show like this, because you don't have a present or a future without knowing your past. And I respect that about the show, but sometimes it feels a little heavy-handed at certain themes and certain underlying themes that they try to go at, and just the way they kind of handle it just feels a little forced at times. But those are just some of my criticisms, guys. As far as the positives, for me, they outweigh the negatives. It's just, again, when it comes to political shows, I'm just not a big fan of those because I just don't find them that entertaining. And again, it has nothing to do with the subject matter, because again, I think this is an important message. I think it's important that men and women watch this show. It's just more of a me thing that I probably won't watch this on a week-to-week basis, but I would definitely probably finish it and binge it once it's done. But that's just my personal thoughts. Again, I like what the show has to offer. The performances, the direction, the score is really good. Like I said, the realism of those times is really accurate and true. But it's just, again, I wish that the structure was a little bit different in regards to one episode focuses on this character and you kind of forget about that backstory or that particular character or supporting characters. You don't get to spend time with some of the people that I was looking forward to in the show, like a Sarah Paulson. But again, there's 6 more hours of this show. There's 6 more episodes, so they'll probably explore those characters. But just in the confines of the first 3 episodes, I wish that it was structured a little bit differently. And like I said, at times it feels a little heavy-handed, and it also feels like a history lesson at times. So, but that's just my thoughts. More importantly, I want to know what you all thought of the first 3 episodes. Will you be watching the show? Did you watch the first 3 episodes? Will you watch the rest of the season and watch it week to week? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new content. Follow me on all my other social media accounts. Again, this Friday, 7 p.m. Central Time, April 17th, we will be doing a watch along for The Conjuring. And then Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Time, April 18th, we will be doing a watch along for Devs with some special guests. Very excited for this weekend. I got other movie reviews and TV shows to watch for you all, so keep an eye out for that content. Again, thank you all for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.